It felt as if my feet were not on the ground while I was doing the pentagram rite. In the mirror, I saw before me a pale but relatively large peach. Then it got more passion pink and larger. And no longer had the peach form. Then there was a drifty feeling as the large pink sphere, about the size of that, developed a light, but not sky blue light, blue. And then it was like this blotchy pink was outside the mirror and the bluish was inside the mirror as the dominating color that I didn't see in the mirror. And then each following time, I felt this moving, sort of uneven, like a giant sponge sort of feeling upon me, as I went to what I called in my childhood the pink planet. And then again, I went unto the pink planet. Regardless of the objective truths, regardless of the overall subjective truths, the magician is the center of his universe. Everything that they're doing must go through them. Their reality, or the reality which they encounter, goes through them. Magical operations are apocalyptic in a sense. The systems don't always quite so much line up. Some people might want to mix the various types of magic, and it might be best just to mix the types of magic within a category, like the Solomonic types of magic, and the Golden Dawn and others who have looked at different starts of the year, like whenever Aries or Leo starts, regardless of the time of the year, then they're going to start something over there. Some people are going to go back and forth with their list of goetic spirits. Some are going to try to find an order based on some of the descriptions, and whether you're talking about the quadrants or the zodiacal signs, there's going to be some overrun, and you can't just shift things back and forth as far as the wheel. So theoretically, at some point, the system was understandable in some astrological or planetary sense. Some of what is said about some of the entities certainly applies to that, and whether you work this type of system as a carcist, a demonolator, or an exorcist, you will see some of the or otherwise experience some of the listed attributes and perhaps find some of your own. But are these personal for you, or are they for everybody? And there are different methods. I very much like what the Church of Hermetic Science does, is that you look at the mirror until your face goes away and you notice something else, or something happens around your face or whatever. And the same thing with the crystals. Other people, these are just directed ideas. Some, they're imaginary diagrams. The Church of Hermetic Sciences is supposed to have its own tarot deck. It'd be nice if they released it, but perhaps they've released it privately. Like, you can order online member-only stuff. And the only thing that I can think of that's member-only that I've wanted to see is the Tapwa thing. Because that example from the Rites of Magic, the third DVD, the fourth DVD is the movie, the Beyond Lemuria. And, the whole set of the Tatwas would be a nice thing to do, although I've done something like that on my channel, so maybe I want something like that so much, and it's not, it's something that I've already done my own version of. And, this isn't the type of thing, for example, that I would break my oaths for. Because, the basic symbol is no secret. But there are particular methods of meditation, sure. And would I say that my own experiences with it? Sure, I share my own experiences with it and leave out some of the context in public sharing it if I've agreed to that sort of thing. And this book, I think I've mentioned it, some of the secret tantric rites that are hinted at that are practice, and some of the visions and the exhaustingness of, because you're seeking these visions just for themselves, and that's not really what things are for. And there was a little bit of yellow flash of something small inside of here. I don't know, but I will say that right up there in that square, right there, very small, the size of a hand, kind of open, was a yellow flash. And we have hints of what I have meant in my personal reference to chaos magic, not switching around your beliefs and practices at will as sort of some sort of tool and breaking yourself down for no good reason, just switching about, because people are going to think that's what I do with my channel. There is some difficulty switching between systems and trying to put things in terms of those systems and addressing those systems, that sort of stuff, but it's not that sort of chaos magic. But the idea of you let things dissolve and then structure comes in. So at the very sense, you cause sort of a chaos, and then something happens that formulates itself. That's why trance dancing either totally goes with the thing, or you just totally flop and let go. But then something ordered comes in, a sense to it. As much as a magician can rearrange things according to their own, purpose and beliefs or whatever, they can very much be upon a personal and individual path using traditional modes. I have talked to people who were in very mainstream places of worship, but what they did inside wasn't so mainstream as their bodily acts indicated. Some things are not so hierarchical, but there's categories to consider of. like the Almadel uses the cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs of each quadrant.